What is up, YouTube? What is up, my Mapster people? Oh Lord, where is my beautiful wife? There she
There
is.
she is. After a grueling day at work, here I am.
Oh my God.
Oh
I
my
had a
God.
grueling weekend.
Yeah.
Was I live when I said we walked that 5 miles? Is that Saturday night?
Yeah, that was Saturday.
Oh my God. Sunday I could barely move and I had to go to the tenant's place and confront them about breaking the lease. They had the girlfriend's brother was
No, that's
living
his
there.
wife. They're married.
They're married.
Yeah.
Wife's son was living there. They never
Wife's
told us.
brother.
Wife's brother, whatever the hell it is.
His girlfriend's son? I don't know.
uh, Wife's brother. Stepbrother.
Oh, it's her stepbrother?
Stepbrother, even. I guess
Oh.
the dad lives in Mexico.
Oh.
Part of El Chapo's crew or wherever the hell. CJNG, wherever the hell these cartels going ballistic in Mexico. My thumbnail was like the Mexico dude and the avalanche with snow coming down. Oh my God. Hey, Angel Loader. How you doing? So, what's the big news? You know, in the Nancy Guthrie case, I always thought that those two guys were different guys. Now we find out that one of the pictures was taken on January 11th, and one of the pictures was taken, and the rest of them were the night she was kidnapped. We're just finding this out today. And I'm like, I just found it out like an hour ago, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And they're cropped. They don't show the whole archway. It's like, I think there's been two dudes all along, and they cropped the picture. And I don't know why the hell they're doing it or what the hell's going on, but it's crazy. It's insane. Trudy, what's up? How you doing?
And Laura in Crab Rangoon.
Laura Calvert, my OG in Crab Rangoon. Hello, y'all. So, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. Wild Wonder. The neighbors said they saw someone in the backyard days before. Well, like 3 weeks before, a month before. I mean, 3 weeks before, right? So, calendar. Let's see. What was she kidnapped on February 2nd?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So this is why you should look
two,
at your
three,
cameras.
4. Today's the 23rd. Whoa.
Whoa.
2, 3, 4. This is day 27 or something. 7,
No, wait.
7.
February. Oh yeah, it's still February. So
February 23rd. So 21 days, 22 days. I don't know how many damn days. It's been a long time. But January 11th. Oh, how do you go back in the month? Oh, January 11th.
so that
Was
was like 3
Sunday.
weeks before.
That was Sunday. So 1, 2, 3 weeks. 11th, 12th. So that would have been the 12th because it was after midnight. So 1, 2, 3, 21 days before she got kidnapped on Groundhog Day.
Yep.
Is there any significance to that?
No.
Damn. So I wonder if I have Instagram on this computer. because let me see. Instagram.
What's on Instagram?
Instagram. Log in. Time map and method. I already got myself logged in, and then this guy was named Gay. Common Sense Gay.
Gay?
Common Sense Gay.
Common Sense Gay. That's a weird name.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Who is that?
He's the guy that figured out that.
Yeah, he figured it out by the moon.
Yeah.
By the lighting in the background.
How'd you know that?
Because I was watching the video with you.
Oh, okay. Now you're paying attention. Let's see, I gotta.
Yeah, remember how they showed one? You might have it. I don't know how they showed one day with the moon was out, and then the other day there was no moon, and there was a big difference.
Yeah.
Right here.
Where's the sound?
As you know, especially this photo here, and I'm going to prove it's not the same photo from the same night. Ready? I've only seen one person comment on this, and they're like, it's not the same guy. He's got a different shirt on. He's got no backpack here. He's got different sneakers, but they're missing the biggest part. Blackness in the background. Lightness in the background. This wasn't taken the same night. Actually, this night was the actual night of the kidnapping, because this is the night he goes, picks up the flowers and puts them over the camera, right? And it's really bright outside. The camera's picking up a lot of ambient light because it was the snow moon. And I looked it up, and between the hours of 1:40 in the morning and 2:40 in the morning when she was kidnapped, the ambient lighting was at 99% of the moon.
So that's pretty awesome. Like a 99 Taterbug. That's good. How you doing, Taterbug? Shouldn't the CCC? What is that? The Clinton body count or something?
CCC.
CCC. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
That's CCR.
What's up? So it was a 99. It was a snow moon. Is that what he said? 99% of the moon.
This could not have been taken at the exact same time. Yet Kash Patel said this was the night of the kidnapping. He did not say it was the night of the casing. Here's the tweet. There's the photo. Additional recovered images from the same camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance. There's no way. Today, the FBI asked for footage from January 11th between the hours of 9 p.m. and midnight.
That's why they wanted it from January 11th. No flashlight in the first video either. No bite light. Yeah, probably right, Taterbug.
We looked back at that time period, and coincidentally, the moon did not rise until 2:13 in the morning of January 12th. I actually looked back until January 9th, and the moon didn't start rising until 12 a.m. the next morning. And it just kept rising later every night until January 11th, when it rose at 2:13 in the morning.
There you go. Different days.
So now, same position. Look, you can see all the background houses, all the plants, everything, all the vegetation. This was not taken the same night. So here we are 12 days later, and I've proven that they've released photos of this guy that are from different nights when he was casing this place. This is not an amateur. He knew this camera was here. So why did he do this? Why were these theatrics like?
Yeah, what's it doing all this shit for if he already knew the damn camera was there? What the hell?
This. What's up with the foliage? That doesn't even make any sense. Well, we know the foliage was there. And why is Google holding footage in the back-end systems for 2 weeks without a subscription? That's bizarre. That's for another video, by the way. What is going on? And then they just find a glove randomly? And I thought we were paying the ransom. Something odd is going on. I want to know in the comments what you think. I'm a Common Sense Gay. Like, follow, and share. Until the next one. I'm your Common Sense Gay. And
here you go. Common Sense Gay. He wrote the story a long time ago. Holy shit.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because I remember looking at those videos and it just like something didn't make sense. Were there two guys? Was there one guy? Is it the same guy? Like, so now they're saying it was one guy and he was just there on 2 different days.
They're saying it's one guy was on 2 different days now, but I think, based on my investigative savvy, I think there's 2 guys. And I think
feel
I
like
know
there has
this
to
the
be.
guys. Huh?
I feel like there has to be. I mean, I guess you could kidnap an old lady alone with a gun. Yeah.
I even heard Brian Enton talk to the FBI, and he was saying the kidnappers.
Right. I think they're assuming that there's 2.
Let's see. I want to share screen here.
But then they also don't release everything to the public. I mean, they have no obligation to keep us, apprised of everything they're doing.
You see this? What? Can you see that?
Yep. It's like a boarding pass.
The hell's that look like? Come on, man.
I don't know.
Let's try that again. Window. Instagram, StreamYard. What the hell's going on?
Mm-mm.
Wait a minute. I'm messing up.
So Wild Wanderer says, through her cameras, and I think we can do this too, you can talk through them, so we can do that. Take pictures, record, zoom in, all the above, and no subscription. Her phone has a lot of evidence. Because all that's on your phone. Like, yeah, we have Ring cameras, and we can go back 2 months and rewatch videos of what's going on. But we do have a subscription that we pay for.
Why can I not pick the window with my photos in it?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
But that's okay, because we saw that photo Saturday. So.
Okay, here. Now can you see it?
Yes.
This is why it's 2 dudes. Look at the difference. Come on, man.
If they were...
Look at the fat on this guy's neck.
I know.
Look at the fat on this mask. Look at the face difference, the mask difference, everything. And they're the guys that got the warrants and everything. I mean, come on, man. I think Matt broke this case already.
Right.
Just nobody gets it yet. It's going to be just like the gay dude.
No.
You know what I'm saying? 10 what's up? Lie to us all the time, yeah. Walkie-talkie to radio vehicle. Where's the walkie-talkie? I'm hearing walkie-talkie. I heard walkie-talkie before, too. Where's the walkie-talkie? Should I go to the FBI and look at the original freaking pictures again?
Dude, you're going to have to wait.
Where the hell are the
What are you
FBI?
doing?
Looking for the FBI pictures. Should look at Cash Patel instead, I guess.
Well, how was everybody's day today? Did everybody go to work? Tammy, hi.
Tammy!
What does everybody do for work around here? Most of you know I'm a dental hygienist. And oh my God. Some days are great and all my patients are nice and easy and the day goes smoothly. And today actually went pretty smoothly. But I don't know. I just did not have a good day. I did not sleep well last night. It was kind of muggy and the office was hot and I was just dying underneath my mask and all the garb I have to wear. But thank goodness I have a doctor's appointment for my physical tomorrow because we had to change insurance, which that's a whole other story. But so I had to go back to my doctor that I haven't seen in 5 years since we had a different insurance. So I have to get a physical, get a blood draw, which scares me. I don't like needles. And it's at 11:15 and my work is like 40-minute drive. So I just took the whole day off. Like there's no sense in going in for 3 hours in the morning and leaving with a commute like that. So I just took the day off.
Oh, the bounty hunter. Only one person can find Nancy Guthrie at this point. Dog the bounty.
Oh, Crab Rangoon, you're a nurse. Where do you work in a hospital or like private practice? What kind of nurse?
Cajun Navy. It better not be the loser Cajun Navy that was out there in
Man.
the Roger case. They're phonies.
Wild Wanderer, you need a crown. Yeah, we're in California and I work in Monterey, which is a pretty affluent Monterey, Carmel, Pacific Grove, lots of money down there. I think our crowns are like 2,100. And if you want gold, then it's probably more. It just depends on the price of gold. We don't do that many gold crowns though.
Yeah, there's no timestamps on these pictures either. Pima County Sheriff addressed confusion about the photos. Officials are unsure of the source of the information regarding the two photos showing the suspect approaching the Guthrie door on different days. Officials have acknowledged recent release of the doorbell images showing a suspect in varying attire, including with and without a backpack. The images lack date or timestamps, making any assumption about them taken on different days speculative. But now we know the truth. They lied. They lied by omission. Right?
Right.
Can't believe. Look at this. I gotta show you this picture. Hold on. Here's.
There's nothing on the screen.
It's Cash trying to find a suspect. He's blind. He's blind. Where am I going? Oh man, that is funny.
You're bad.
It just popped up.
Oh man, Crab Rangoon skilled nursing, long-term care, that is, you really have to be a special person to do skilled nursing and long-term care. My mom was, she had Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia, and luckily she had insurance so we could keep her home, and we just had we had people come to the house to take care of her. And that is a incredibly difficult job. And these women that came over to take care of my mom every single day were the nicest women I have ever met. And not only that, but my mom's husband was a bully.
Yeah.
He was terrible. And the first agency we had actually fired us because of her husband. And he was just inappropriate. And so they were like, I'm sorry, we cannot send people to your house. So I had to get another agency and explain to them the situation, and they found the right people to come. But man, it is a really hard job. I mean, even just spending a couple of hours with my mom was exhausting. So
I liked your mom. I spent time with her, and she loved me.
yes, honey, she did.
She like popped out of her Parkinson's when I was around. I'd give her these big hugs, and her husband was jealous.
Yeah, her
She
husband was
loved me more than her
jealous
husband.
of my husband giving my mom a big hug. That's how crazy he was.
He said, remember when he said to you, said to somebody that your mom told him that she did not like those big hugs?
Which, first of all, was 100% not true. But second of all, she was essentially nonverbal at the time. She couldn't string together a sentence. So for her to just pop out and say, of all things, I don't like Mab's hugs, is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, he normally wasn't really a jealous person. He was just a mean, angry
asshole.
Yeah.
I was going to beat the hell out of him one time because he pushed me in his house. And I was begging him to come out to the easement where the driveway was so I could beat the crap out of him, and he wouldn't come out of the house. I wish he would have come out there. I would have slapped that son of a bitch clear across the driveway. Punk. So we had an avalanche up in Tahoe a few days ago. And it was kind of, it was really bad for a lot of the moms in the Bay Area where we live. A lot of the moms died, and they just recovered them like today or yesterday because they've been buried in the snow all this time.
In Nevada County say they have recovered the bodies of all 9 people killed on Tuesday.
9 people killed in the avalanche. And they even went with expert avalanche instructors that made the call to proceed in avalanche conditions, because when you have like snow and then it melts a little bit, and then it gets cold again, you have a layer of ice, and then it snows again on top of that. Now you have like a slide plane, what they call in geology with dirt and mud. It's called a slide plane. Same thing with snow. So then it snows another 3 or 4 or 5 feet on top of that ice, and all it takes is very little to set that shit off. And that heavy snow, once it gets going, it can bury your ass. Just tumbles you down, can break trees, everything.
ABC 10's Gabe Reports joins us live now in the studio. Gabe, what are you learning?
Yeah, Nazi officials in Nevada County held a press conference this afternoon where they announced that news. They also officially identified all 9 people who were killed just 4 days ago when that trip with friends suddenly turned into a tragic fight for survival. Just 7 days ago, they were getting ready to ski the backcountry of Nevada County.
Look how tall that snow is, like 15 feet deep.
Never imagining that this Saturday officials would say
that we have recovered 9 of our missing skiers.
All 9 killed Tuesday, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office says, when a historic avalanche suddenly swept the group of 15 away. Officials identified the 9 killed as 34-year-old Andrew Allison Ratos of Nevada, 46-year-old Carrie Atkin of Soda Springs, 42-year-old Nicole Chu of South Lake Tahoe, 52-year-old Liz Claybaugh of Idaho, 30-year-old Michael Henry of Florida, 44-year-old Danielle Keatley of Soda Springs and Larkspur, 45-year-old Kate Morse of Soda Springs and Tiburon, 45-year-old Caroline Sekar of Soda Springs in San Francisco, and 43-year-old Katie Vitt of Greenbrae.
On Tuesday, February 17th, we received an initial report to our regional dispatch center at approximately 11:30 hours.
I think there was 3 to 6 of them that were still alive.
Yeah, I think 3 of them survived, but I don't know if it's because they stayed back or if they just
3 of them
survived.
dug out a couple more. Let's see.
Of an avalanche with subjects trapped.
During a press conference Saturday, officials revealed more about the urgent moments after the avalanche, saying that it took crews nearly 6 hours to get to the group of survivors.
Our teams provided first aid and prepared them to be escorted out of the area. During that time, they also located an additional 5 deceased individuals.
What followed was days of waiting, a series of powerful storms leaving conditions too treacherous for a search. But on Friday, helicopters began avalanche mitigation efforts. And on Saturday, 6 days after the backcountry skiing trip began,
We roundtabled the progress and determined that it was safe to put in searchers. The last person was recovered at 10:58 a.m.
Damn.
and we do know that 2 of the survivors were hospitalized. One of those survivors has been released from the hospital. Officials declined to say today whether the second one is still hospitalized, but they did say that their injuries were non-life-threatening.
I thought the party it was 15 originally. Yeah, no extracurricular activities have been worse in my life.
Such a tragic story. Gabriel, thank you for that important update.
I do go kayak in the ocean, but I know how to swim. And I have a wetsuit on. And I know how to get back in the kayak. I mean, you can't flip my kayak because it's different. Right?
I will not be going ocean kayaking with you.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. We tried. We went up to Lake Tahoe in like this little lake, Fallen Leaf Lake, which is like a little quiet, nice little lake, and
It was windy.
it was windy. Yeah, it was. So I struggled, but I'm kind of afraid of the ocean, and the ocean around here is treacherous. So I will not be ocean kayaking. I'm sorry.
Come on, man. I got
No.
2 kayaks. Who's going to go with me?
Mike can go with you.
Wonder if he still would go.
He probably would.
I don't get in hot tubs. And I don't get in hot tubs. I'll get in a hot tub.
Yeah, Tater. I mean, we live by the ocean, so I'll get in the ocean, but I don't know. I think I have a healthy fear, maybe a little paranoia, but healthy fear of things like that. I'm just not the adrenaline junkie. Never have been.
Here's a clip of somebody being dug out live, getting dug out of a. Hold on.
Oh, hi, baby. It's almost time to. It's
Hold
almost
on.
treat time. Oh my gosh.
Digging this guy out. Live!
That's crazy.
He's
How can
lucky
you still be alive?
because they got to him right away.
Okay. Oh my God. That is.
That's the avalanche right there. They're on the chair, and the avalanche happens right under the chair.
Oh, damn, bro.
Hello!
Oh,
Crazy.
I didn't see that footage.
El Chapo. Oh, he replaced El Chapo. El Mencho. I was calling him El Menstro. I thought he was on the rag all the time. That's why he was killing people. Because he was menstruating all the time. It's El Menstro.
Ew.
El
Ew.
Menstro. Let's share the screen real quick.
Not weeks, not months, hours. The Mexican military just killed the most wanted man in the Western Hemisphere. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the man who shot down a military helicopter with a rocket launcher, the man who tried to assassinate Mexico City's police chief, the man the U.S. government was offering $15 million to capture, dead, killed by special forces in the mountains of Jalisco. And right now, as you are watching this, 6 Mexican states are on fire. Buses burning, highways blocked, gunfights in the streets, the cartel's response to losing their leader.
Damn.
Wow.
Standing watch with a rifle while older men do the harvesting. Think about that. 14
years old, he was guarding weed fields.
years old, armed, working for drug traffickers, but he is smart enough to see the math. The farmers stay poor, the traffickers get rich, and the only way out of those mountains is to become one of them. Mexican authorities arrest El Maradona. At the same time, a rival cartel called Los Zetas starts an armed offensive against Milenio in Michoacan. Everything is falling apart. The Valencia family that controls Milenio has to flee to Jalisco, and Nemesio goes with them. But here is what he does in the chaos. He marries into the family.
Ah, you marry into the family. Then you take over. You become mucho grande. You have a mucho grande casa.
His wife becomes Rosalinda Gonzalez Valencia.
Look at that money.
Her brothers run Las Cuinas, the financial wing of the cartel.
Damn. You just give me one slice of that stack. I'll be happy.
They are money launderers, bankers for the underworld. Nemesio just connected himself to the two things every drug lord needs: muscle and money. He has both. In Jalisco, Nemesio and the remains of the Milenio cartel fall under the protection of Ignacio Coronel Villarreal. They call him Nacho Coronel. Nacho is a high-ranking Sinaloa cartel figure, right-hand man to El Chapo himself. He controls meth production across western Mexico, massive industrial labs pumping out hundreds of millions of dollars worth of product.
I'm probably going to get copyright struck for this dude, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Because
one helicopter takes a direct hit to the rotor. It spirals, catches fire, crashes into the trees. 9 law enforcement officers die. This is the first time in the entire Mexican drug war that a criminal organization has shot down an aircraft.
that's when the reward was only $10 million. Gets up to 15 pretty soon.
Exactly who to blame. That is why the bounty is $15 million. That is why, in February 2025, President Trump's administration designated CJNG as a foreign terrorist organization, not a cartel.
And that means now you got full war footing for these dumb bitches. You know what I think? I think there's going to be Reaper drones in the sky pretty soon, and they're just going to be indiscriminately blowing the living hell out of any cartel activity they find. And I bet you $100 that they already know where everything is. They've been mapping it out for months.
Francisco in 1990, which makes him a United States citizen. He has been groomed for leadership since he was 14 years old. El Menchito is the enforcer. Court documents say he ordered at least 100 killings. He personally shot 2 people. He directed the purchase of weapons, including 50 caliber rifles and 40mm grenades. When Mexican authorities arrested him in Mexico in 2014, they released him for lack of evidence. They arrested him again and released him again. He was arrested a third time and released a third time. Back for a moment. 6:30 in the morning, Mexico City.
Oh, this is when they tried to kill the. This is when they tried to kill the police chief.
One of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the capital, Lomas de Chapultepec. Omar Garcia Harfuch, the head of Mexico City Police, is driving to his daily security briefing. A black SUV bodyguards, routine morning. Then armed men block the road. There are maybe a dozen of them. They open fire with 50 caliber machine guns, rifles, grenades. Hundreds of rounds pepper the police chief's vehicle. Garcia Harfuch takes 3 bullets. His 2 bodyguards are killed. A woman delivering food who happened to be driving by was killed. Garcia Harfuch survives. From his hospital bed, he tweeted, "We were cowardly attacked by CJNG. This is unprecedented." The cartel.
Now he's the one that led the operation. Right now, he's the same dude.
Cartels have killed plenty of local officials, state politicians, small town mayors, but attacking the police chief of Mexico City in the heart of the capital, that's a declaration of war. El Mencho ordered the hit. Now fast forward to February 22nd, 2026.
That was like yesterday.
Today, Omar Garcia Harfuch is now Mexico's federal secretary of security.
He's gonna go after these sons of bitches.
The top law enforcement official in the country.
Time for payback.
And he just helped oversee the operation that killed El Mencho. 6 years later, the man El Mencho tried to assassinate is the man who signed off on his death. Early morning, the mountains around Tapalpa, Jalisco, Mexican Army Special Forces launch an operation. Air Force helicopters, National Guard units, intelligence from the National Intelligence Center. And
they didn't have our, we didn't loan them our freaking sound, we didn't loan them our sound weapon that makes everybody puke blood and freaking their heads explode. We should have loaned them our freaking sound weapon. Then they wouldn't have had any injuries.
And according to the Mexican government, complimentary information from United States authorities. American intelligence helps track El Mencho's location. The special forces find a CJNG compound, armed men, vehicles, weapons. They move in. The cartel opens fire.
See, they wouldn't open the fire if we had our sound weapon in there. They've been puking blood within 30 seconds.
Just like 2015, except this time, they do not have enough warning. This time, the military does not retreat. 4 cartel members are killed at the scene. 3 more are seriously wounded, including El Mencho himself. He takes multiple gunshot wounds. They load him into a helicopter for evacuation to Mexico City. He dies during the flight. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, age 59 or 60, depending on the source. The most wanted man in Mexico, the leader of the most violent cartel on earth, dead.
Dead. He dead. His chickens are coming home to roost.
Within hours, Mexico is burning. CJNG's response is immediate and massive. Roadblocks appear across 6 states: Jalisco, Michoacan, Colima, Tamaulipas, Guanajuato, and Aguascalientes. Buses are set on fire. Trucks are torched in the middle of highways. Pharmacies and convenience stores burn in Guanajuato. Shootouts are reported across multiple cities.
I think there's like 73 dead as of last night.
In Guadalajara, gunfire is heard near the airport. Passengers panic. Videos show people running across tarmacs, trying to reach cover. In Puerto Vallarta, the resort town where American tourists go for vacation, plumes of smoke rise over the city. Air Canada suspends all flights. Jalisco's governor activates a code red. Public transportation is suspended.
Code red. Everything shuts down. Chickens are coming home to roost. These people are going down. We need to get these Reaper drones up in the air. I need about 40 of them. 40 Reaper drones just loitering, looking for targets. Shooting Hellfire missiles. That's what I'm talking about.
Citizens are ordered to shelter in place. The U.S. State Department issues advisories telling Americans in Jalisco, Michoacan, and Tamaulipas to stay indoors.
Got to stop it and start it. They're going to copyright me. Going to copyright strike my ass. Because I had a good video that I was going to play, but it was gone by the time I tried to find it again.
Not less. Fentanyl keeps flowing. The labs keep producing. The precursor chemicals keep arriving from China.
Why don't we just bomb the shit out of these places that are shipping these precursor chemicals? You just start bombing these damn ships. Just torpedo them.
Nothing stops. Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, has criticized the kingpin strategy.
Who the hell named Scheinbaum
I know.
is in Mexico? It sounds like a globalist to me. Scheinbaum, isn't that German? Sure sounds German to me, or Swiss German.
She has said targeting leaders just creates power vacuums and more killing. But she's also under immense pressure from Washington. President Trump has threatened tariffs, military intervention, and the designation of cartels as terrorist organizations.
Oh, he's already done that.
She needed a win, and El Mencho's death is, at least on paper, the biggest win Mexico could deliver. Let's count the bodies. El Mencho's estimated death toll from drug trafficking, hundreds of thousands. The fentanyl epidemic alone has killed over 500,000 Americans.
It's 500,000 people. That's more than all the wars combined, except for World War II or I.
Since 2015, he wasn't solely responsible, but CJNG was a primary supplier. Police killed by CJNG dozens. At least 24 in one 6-week period in 2015 alone, 9 in the helicopter shootdown. Politicians assassinated under El Mencho's orders remain unknown.
How can you have a whole country run by freaking cartels and you got a president that's not even in control of her own country? Crazy. This some bitch right here is Dave.
About. In 1966, a boy is born in an avocado village so poor, most people have never heard of it. By 5th grade, he's done with school.
Done checked out by the 5th grade.
So
by 14, he's...
So he's 60 years old?
59 or 60, he was, until he got killed yesterday.
I was going to say, in that picture, he looks pretty young.
Yeah.
Guarding marijuana fields. By
14, he was guarding marijuana fields. By 20, he was probably already in the cartel.
He's running heroin in California. By 30, he's been to prison and back. By 40, he's a cartel assassin.
Cartel assassin at 40. So he's got 20 years to become the top dog.
By 50, he's the most powerful drug lord on earth. By 60, he's dead in a helicopter, bleeding out while special forces fly him to Mexico City. 50 million people have watched Netflix documentaries about El Chapo. Books have been written, movies made. El Chapo became a celebrity suit. El Mencho never wanted that.
He didn't want no pictures of him. He wanted to hide.
He stayed invisible on purpose. No interviews, no photos, no fame. But but his impact might be greater than El Chapo's ever was. The fentanyl, the violence, the systematic destruction of Mexican institutions. His son is serving life plus 30 years. His daughter did time, his wife, his brothers, his son-in-law. The Oseguera Empire is in ruins, and El Mencho himself died the same way he lived, in the mountains of Jalisco, surrounded by enemies, with nobody who could save him. They say the family he left behind has enough money hidden to last generation.
Yeah. Imagine the amount of money they got in Swiss bank accounts. Damn. Billions.
They say the cartel will survive under new leadership.
No, they won't. No, they won't. Not with the Reapers blowing their shit up. I don't think Trump's playing. I think from this day forward, the cartels are going to be running for cover, in my opinion. I'm predicting that right now.
Well, I hope you're right, but I mean, they're right. It's like, you know, one goes down, somebody's going to rise up and take their place.
As a country, it's a national security threat. These are terrorists.
I know.
That are killing 100,000 Americans per year. We have every right to go in there and blow the living shit out of wherever they are. Mexico, Hills, Jalisco, Puerto Vallarta, freaking whatever.
They say this changes nothing. But today, for the first time in over a decade, El Mencho is no longer the most wanted man in the
El Menstro is dead.
Western Hemisphere. He's no longer anything at all.
No more ragging on everybody. Rebecca! Good to see you. I saw you over on Steve's today or yesterday. I'm only one video behind, Rebecca.
Yeah, Taterbug, I'm sure they do human trafficking, which is worse, in my opinion.
Mrs. Mab has to listen to every single Steve Istall video there has ever been. And she loves it. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew you did.
Of course.
After all the evidence I've shown you, damn right you do.
If you learned something from this video, subscribe. Most channels won't tell you about drug lords who built billion-dollar empires from avocado fields. I will. Next video drops soon.
We need to take every Reaper drone with Hellfire missiles that we got, including our, what you call, were those gunships from the 60s? A something 12. Slips my mind right now, but the gunships and the Reaper drones, we could blow the piss out of every damn lab, every cartel hideout, signals intelligence. We've been sniffing that shit for almost a year. Ever since Trump took office, we've been flying reconnaissance over that place. Yeah. Oh, this is a different one. Hold on.
Yeah, Rebecca, I feel bad for the people that, you know, the American travelers that are, I mean, Puerto Vallarta is a huge tourist area. I used to go there with my mom a lot. I can't imagine being down there right now. It's really scary.
I've never been to Puerto Vallarta, but I've been to Cozumel.
Yeah, I've been to Cozumel.
Down on the Baja Peninsula, right?
No, Cozumel is on the east.
Cabo San Lucas.
Cabo, yeah.
I've been to both. Once I went to Cozumel on a cruise, and then I went to Cabo San Lucas. It was on my birthday. Laura Lynn was like 4. And I caught big ass sailfish, like 120 pounds. Whoa! I got a video of it too. And then I caught one of those mahi dorados, and it got tangled up on the motor. And I told the Mexican guy, I'm like, get your fucking ass down there and get that fish loose. I said, untangle it from the motor, you know. He dove in there and untangled it, and I got it. And we had it fresh on the restaurant. At the restaurant, we gave them the fresh fish, and they cooked it for us. It was so good. Nothing like fresh fish, like that's been caught the same day. It's
I
awesome.
know. Well, even down in Florida, when you guys caught all that fresh fish and we did the
That
same
was
thing, we gave it to the restaurant and they cooked it for us. Oh, so good.
that was like we caught like 25 mahi mahi that day.
The boys, so there were 6 of us in Key West, and like on the day before we left, they chartered a boat and went out fishing, and the girls, we just like went to the beach and went shopping, and they caught like 20 fish between the 3 guys.
30.
And we were
We had them
leaving the
lined up
next day.
where they were like, huh?
We were leaving the next day, so they, you know, with the price of the charter, they clean and package all the fish for us, but we couldn't take it home. It's like a 12-hour day getting home, so we
I was
ate
giving it
as
away.
much as we could, and then we just gave it away.
I gave a bunch to some Vietnamese people. Just handing it out, fresh fish.
Yeah, Tater, same. I mean, I'd like to go to
Rebecca's
Europe.
in
There's some
northeastern Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Northeastern Florida. You're in Florida. Mahi and grouper are my favorite. Grouper have not. Have we had grouper? We've had hogfish. The
I
hogfish is.
think hogfish and grouper are the same, but I could be
No,
wrong.
you're wrong. Grouper grow to be like 500 pounds. You catch them off those like bridge pilings and stuff. They got grouper that are like big, huge. Grouper eats shark. What's the biggest grouper you've caught, Rebecca?
You'll find their bodies and they're brutally murdered. I mean, it's kind of what you see on TV, but that's real life in that world. If you think it's not going on in your neighborhood, you are absolutely naive. I'm currently the Riverside County Sheriff in Southern California. We're a pretty large agency, 4th largest in the country for sheriffs. I've been in law enforcement for 32 years.
Chad Bianco. I think he's running for governor. Oh, you never caught one, but you ate a bunch? I bet it's good. Fresh caught. Oh my God. Deep fried or baked or whatever.
Grilled.
Man, I mean, I've caught lingcod here off our coast, and those are really good, fresh caught. We fried them up, and then we battered them up and fried them up.
Yeah, that was tasty.
Really good. I got to get my ass back out there and catch some more. Got to lose about 25 pounds more first. I've lost 4 pounds. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm only 204 now.
Awesome.
All the sweating I did under your damn house yesterday.
Oh, God.
I had to climb under the house because rodents were getting in the air, the heating ducts, and the guy that was our tenant has asthma. So he bought a space heater and was using that for a whole month. It was like a $400 bill. I'm like, dude, you can't be using a space heater. So I had to go under to make sure the pipes were sealed up, and they had there was a rust hole that I didn't find the last time I was under there. So I got this aluminum tape and I taped crap out of it, and then I put flashing, screwed that to it in 2 places with self-tappers, and then went another round of aluminum tape over that. So it's sealed up good now. Hey, Tony AB. Good to see you. Mo Presado. Mo Preciado? I don't know how to say it. You live in Reno, which is down the mountain. And the day we got so much snow, it was insane. Near Panama City, Northwest, near Panama City. We love Florida. We go to the Key West every year. Anyway, Sheriff Chad Bianco.
You talk about human trafficking and you talk about drugs and you think they're two separate things, but we realized, especially the last several years, that they are not two separate things. They're the same. We are the hub of the 10 freeway and the 15 freeway where they intersect in our county. And so everything that you have coming across or leaving California on the 10 freeway or the 15 freeway all starts in Riverside County. They can hide better here just because of the environment. It's almost just like a perfect storm here. The cartels control everything about our border. They control what's coming in, who's selling what, who's going to deliver what. And then that was really the, I think while I was involved in that is when I really realized the power, the control, and the influence that the cartels really did have.
I know they're in every 50 states, in all 50 states. Everywhere in Mexico, every state in the Union. Why are we letting cartels run our country? And Mexico.
Good night, Taterbug.
Night, Taterbug.
Sleep well. Have a good day at work tomorrow.
All right. We'll catch you later. I'll probably be live tomorrow again. I'm going to make a habit of it, probably.
We kind of
And I am going to make a habit of it.
know where they are. It's hard getting people into them because now when you're dealing with the cartels, people just end up missing or dead. So it's not like, street drug enforcement where, somebody's going to get beat up if they think they're, if they're a rat or if they're a narc working for the cops. If it's cartel involved, they just disappear.
Riverside County was thrust into the spotlight after the arrest of El Mencho's son-in-law. How was that? Did that kind of like create a big buzz around the area?
Son-in-law faked his own death, tried to disappear.
That's a perfect example of you'd never know. I mean, the neighbors had no idea. They knew something was odd. They knew something, it just wasn't right, but they were nice. They talked to him all the time. We know they like living large. They like living quiet. They're hiding in plain sight.
Got Mercedes-Benz and Jaguars parked next door. And nobody goes to work. Probably a cartel.
Well, anytime you have the cartel that's a heavy presence, you also have corruption. And in recent history in Riverside, there was a correctional officer, a deputy.
100 pounds of fentanyl. The correctional officer
Gets probation.
I can't believe he just gets probation. 100 pounds of fentanyl. He should have gone away for 30 years.
100 pounds of fentanyl is enough
Well, like
for
half
the United States.
Why in the hell is he getting freaking probation? Typical California.
Jorge Rocha, who pleaded guilty to transporting 104 pounds of fentanyl linked to the Sinaloa cartel. Is that something that you guys have ran into a lot?
Glad you brought that up because as you started saying it, I was going to say we even have them in our agency. And you're exactly right. I mean, we don't get paid a lot. I mean, nobody got in there here to be millionaires, but and so that enticement of money, we've heard throughout California that there is, there are law enforcement officers that get caught up in, especially in the corrections side of it, that smuggling drug, weapons, knives, shanks, cell phones. If a correctional officer smuggles a phone into a jail, they get paid $15,000.
$15,000 for a phone?
That would be so tempting.
I'd be just putting one phone a month.
Yeah.
$15,000 on top of your salary. Damn.
They don't make that much. So I could see where that would be super tempting.
You only make like 50, 60,000 a year, something like that.
Well, probably more than that in California, but still not a lot.
70. I must be on at the wrong time because we only got 6 people watching us.
For that. So that can be very enticing to someone struggling for money or whatever it is. But our particular case, we haven't had any other than this guy. And this was an absolute shock. It was from an ancillary investigation. So it's like, hey, we think we have this information about a Riverside sheriff. You're on their task force. So now it comes to us and we start looking into it. And that was this particular kid had an absolute spotless background. Then we find out later that dad was cartel and it's uncle that has now recruited the kid into the cartel. And we had absolutely no idea because it was ancillary. And then mom is like, yeah, we have nothing to do with that side of the family.
Damn.
Wow.
And I didn't know they were communicating. And I mean, she was very, very upset as a mom. Thank goodness. That was something for us that it was just a massive shock.
What does it look like?
So right now it's 11 p.m. on the East Coast.
And it's a
So
Monday. So
Not,
it's Monday also.
yeah, it's Manic Monday.
Like boots on ground when cartels involved in today's kind of time frame?
The amount of drugs, really. And when you're talking about today's time frame, 2026 is completely different than 2020 to 2024. The cartels actually, what we found in our narcotics investigation, and we were still working with Border Patrol and with our federal government partners, but we were being told that they were hands off on anything that had to do with the border. And then we were seeing a shift from the drug cartels that were shifting to human trafficking, and we were seeing more gang members that were coming across the border with drugs, smuggling drugs into the country, and being responsible for the transportation and the distribution of those drugs. And it was the cartels were switching to humans, and so the human trafficking side was much bigger.
Yeah, in the Biden era, it's all human trafficking
for them. But then when Trump came in, it was almost to the day. The border gets secured, and now we go backwards in time, and now it's the cartels taking over drugs again. It's harder for them for the human trafficking side, so now it's back to drugs. They don't want to get caught. They want to make as much money as possible, and they're constantly changing on what they're concentrating on getting in. We are finding massive meth labs, and we haven't had meth labs for 20 years.
Yeah, we haven't had meth labs on this side of the border for years.
Yeah.
Now here we go again.
We're going back to the red pea, drug labs, and all these different ways that they were making meth in the 90s and early 2000s is now coming back. If you think it's not going on in your neighborhood, you are absolutely naive, and I hope that you have a law enforcement that knows it is. Because
I better start checking around our property. Get me a drug sniffing dog and take him on long walks around the neighborhood with my 45. I'll take him down my own damn self.
Because it's in every neighborhood, it's in every community, every city. It doesn't matter if you're a small rural town or if you're downtown Los Angeles. They're adjusting, and now we're going to have to adjust with them to stop it.
The more I realize that sleep isn't a luxury, it is a maintenance. If I don't recover, what I've noticed first, a lot of the team behind it, quiz, makes it automatically with code IRONCLAW.
Give me any of your freaking commercials. Benny.
Bogey
Green Street. What's up? This is going to be funny. Ready?
What's up, guys? Spanny. There are millions of Americans who live in Mexico. Approximately 1.6 million U.S. citizens live in Mexico. There are 37 million visits by Americans to Mexico every single year. That's a lot, according to the U.S. Department of Commerce, tracking U.S. citizens' outbound departures for Mexico. This was in 2024. That number has increased, by the way, so maybe you can round it up to about 40 million visits and trips from Americans to Mexico every single year. So that's a lot of Americans going across the border. And here's a live shot of what tourists in Mexico are experiencing right now as
got his wine, and there's a fire and a tank in the background.
The nation descends into civil war in a cartel-backed insurrection that is now attacking Americans. It is extremely dangerous. As we covered, Mexico is a failed state, is a state run by feuding cartels. It's not real because their government has no control. If you're a real state, if you actually have control over who enters and...
I just covered Guthrie. We just figured out those two pictures were on different days. I think it was January 11th, first picture, and February 2nd of the second picture. Guthrie has been covered to death, but yeah, we covered that in the beginning of the stream. So, been there, done that. But it was two of my Nancy Guthrie streams were That one had 7,100 views. And we usually get like 300, 400, 500 views. Those 2 videos went crazy.
Yeah.
You can't believe, I don't understand why. Corey Richards, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's an evil one. That's
She,
terrible. I
who's-
believe she killed her husband and then wrote a children's book about how to talk to your kids about grief.
oh,
Yeah, that happened, what, 5 or 6 years ago?
you got to come up, we're going to do a collaboration, Jay, one of these days. 120,000 views
Wow.
on the video. Damn.
Good job. That's
Big time there, girl.
That's a lot of views. Good job. Well, you deserve it, girl. You have a great show.
We got to do our collab. I'm going to email you. We'll figure out something. But we can do something. I can sleuth like a madman. Get all the time in the world.
Exit to your country, over the streets, if you can maintain order, law and order. That's who's in charge. And this is why some of the more famous leaders of the 20th century say all power extends from the end of a gun. And he who has the most power makes all the rules. And the cartels make the rules in Mexico. And now the state is completely collapsing because El Mencho, a cartel leader, was killed yesterday with the help and support of the United States military. That has now been confirmed. And now they are attacking U.S. citizens. Get ready. This is what's going to happen. It's going to pop off. It's very, very bad. Californians are trapped in Mexico as cartel violence engulfs the popular city. It spills toward the U.S. border. Americans in Puerto Vallarta were urged to stay indoors as narco gangs went on a bloody rampage as their narco leader was killed. The carnage spread up the west coast of the country through Sunday. Attacks getting closer and closer to the states. In Baja California, gunfire erupted in Guadalajara airport. Look at this. This is what one of Mexico's most popular resort towns look like right now. Americans who no doubt posted ICE out, no doubt posted anti-immigration propaganda.
Called Puerto Vallarta, not Puerto.
If they're California libs, from makeup artists from El Dorado Hills, California. I'm not trying to, attack the lady. What I'm saying here is, how about a little appreciation for ICE? How about a little appreciation for the people in your government who are trying to keep the gangbangers, murderers, rapists, violent people in their third world countries where they come from and not in my neighborhood. They're trying to kick these people out. Anyway, Californians are getting on social media, screaming, whining, bitching, and complaining, as they have every right to do. You booked a vacation. You shouldn't have to be terrorized on your expensive vacation that you booked. A video after video after video, photo after photo after photo, showing just absolute carnage and horror and terror all throughout Mexico because of the people that Trump wants to deport. Like right on time. So these I haven't checked, but like these libs from California that are like, ICE out, stop deportating people.
Deportating. Stop the deportations, not start deportating. And razor mean? I don't know.
They sure as hell want to be evacuated by the U.S. government to get the hell away from the people, presumably some of which the Trump administration has deported. Isn't that amazing? Internet star trapped in Mexico by cartel is told to stop complaining by one of her followers as her water supplies run low. Goodness gracious.
They finally canceled our flight, but we can't rebook it because they don't know when they're going to be able to get planes in here. Like, it's really serious. Kind of scary. But police have said probably a day or two. What a weird situation.
Look at this. This is a failed state. This is what it looks like. I didn't like when there were BLM riots and protests in like various cities across America. There was a lot of damage, but sure as hell didn't look like this. You know, it's like Minneapolis. There were like some places popping off where there was a little bit of violence. I'm very angry about it. St. Louis, for instance.
That's half of the damn country right there.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like the entire nation engulfed in an absolute war. This is a failed state. Look at all this. The red is states where violence.
Wait, it's the Gulf of America. They got it mislabeled. It's the Gulf of America, Benny. Come on, man.
Violence has erupted due to the cartels. Look at this. Just
This lost half our viewers. Now we got 3 people watching.
a beautiful view out of your resort. Here we go. This is just a classic, beautiful view directly out of your Puerto Vallarta resort balcony. Classic.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto
Vallarta.
Puerto. I say Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, that's how we say it here. But
this guy is bugging the shit out of me. This guy with the glowing dartboard guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Inmates are now fleeing prisons that were let free, attacked by the cartels, and now they're just letting all the prisoners out of jail. It's going to work out great for you. My parents winter in Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta. They have.
He doesn't even know how to say it. Oh.
For years, and they're currently barricaded in their condo. The military is keeping the rebels at bay. The streets that are usually buzzing with life are silent, apart from the odd car that drives through. People are not driving. They're surrounded by rebels. Cars are lit on fire. Canadian consulate is unavailable. Canada will not be saving my parents or any other Canadians. Isn't that amazing? Keep your elbows up. Pay your expensive taxes. Mutilate your children.
Oh my God, this is Canadian. Keep your elbows up. Pay your taxes, excessive taxes. Mutilate your children. Maid your elderly, which means kill your elderly. Bash America. And viciously mock their president because CBC told you to.
Kill your elderly, bash America, and mock their president. In reality, when my parents come home safe, it will be by the grace of God and probably the heroics of America. Canada won't do anything. What a great point. Literally, there's no way out of Puerto Vallarta right now.
Right now. Last night, one of the biggest cartel bosses was captured. There was a 10 million bounty on his head.
It was 15 million.
Now, Puerto Vallarta is on fire. The airport is shut down. All local businesses and transportation shut down. And along the highway, all the way from Puerto Vallarta, there's one major highway from there to all the little towns. Along the highway, buses, transports, Ubers, taxis are all being lit on fire on the highway. So we have been told not to leave. We're safe at our condo. I will report back with more information.
Ice out, right? These are all these people that chant ice out.
Cartel leader being captured yesterday and potentially, and now there's
It's totally clueless.
stuff going on all over the city. Flights are canceled. We couldn't even get to the airport. So we're stuck here.
Okay, well, I'm glad they still got the music going. I'm glad they still got the
National Lampoon's Mexican Vacation.
margarita.
Look at him.
Just flowing. National Lampoon's Mexico Vacation.
Get ready.
Get ready for some unfortunate turbulence. Oof.
Perfect.
Californians are trapped. All these updates, like all these people from inside of Mexico are saying, do not travel here. That's what this guy's saying. Do not travel here. It's crazy. Claudia Sheinbaum works for the cartels. It's just a matter of fact at this point.
This guy,
this dude, who you should follow, is doing on-the-ground reporting from Mexico, trying to leave a nightmare. Dozens of flights are.
FT. Is he on X? Let me see.
Sweet Leaf. Hi, Sweet Leaf.
There he is. All right. We got something to watch after this.
Canceled. Backlog is massive. I'm currently stranded. No word on when I will be able to return home. Elon Musk joining in. You're now burning down the Costco in Puerto Vallarta. This is what Democrats are fighting to let into your country. Great point.
You're fighting for these people to stay.
Great.
Sweet Leaf!
How about a little appreciation?
Good to see you, Sweet Leaf, my dear. 1960. That means you're 65.
The Mexican
6 maybe on your birthday.
cartels are literally blowing shit up, and people wonder why we want secure borders. Yeah. A little appreciation for ICE and Border Patrol, your federal government that wants to make this country safe. The disrespect. They actually literally want this in our country. They're fighting to keep it in our country. Libs are sacrificing themselves in order to keep it in. They'll do anything to keep these same rapists and murderers that want to like do this to us in order to let them in. But then when they go to Mexico and they experience it, they scream and flee. Make it make sense. Pray for Americans. I don't want any Americans to be hurt, no matter what. And like pray for peace in Mexico. Although I don't think that's going to happen easily. Things are going to get worse before they get better.
All right, Benny. Dan Dick.
No. Okay, here. We've got visitors.
You got dogs and cats or what?
Yep. Oh, cat just ran out.
Hey, doggy. A big fat dog here. Hold on.
I'm trying to get the cat, but he keeps running from me.
Huh?
I'm trying to get the cat, but he keeps running away.
Dog just knocked over the freaking shredder. Come on, man. Yeah, totally knocked over. Spilt out all the shit.
Oh, lovely.
Animals are taking over the damn house.
Oh, Lucas.
What are you doing?
Lucas, come on. Move.
Dan Dix.
Let's get it. Hi, baby. Come here. Oh, I got you. We're going to go say hi to our 2 watchers.
How do I get verified? What? $4 a month for Premium X? $8 billed monthly, $4 for the first 2 months. I'm getting sick of all these niggly ass charges for everything. The hell with you. I ain't the annual.
For what?
Well, apparently you can't do shit on X unless you like pay $2 or $4 a month, $84 a year.
Jeez.
Premium is $32.92 a month.
Is that Twitter?
You get Grok. No, yes, it's X, but yeah, formerly Twitter. Less ads for premium. Less ads, advanced analytics, enhanced Grok access, verified check mark. I get the blue check mark. Boosted replies. The hell, $7 a month. I thought it was $4. First 2 months is $4, and then it's $7 a month. Should I pay?
No.
No?
No.
All right.
Not right now.
Can't do shit.
Mr. Teal, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir? Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein? I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one. You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir. Do you think the American people want this surveillance tech being used against them?
Not saying shit.
We just heard from one tourist who was there and on their way to go whale watching when they were stopped by, they assumed, a cartel member armed with a gun and ordered them out of the car.
Well, interestingly enough, I've been speaking at a conference for the last 5 days. I met a lot of great people there. I met this Australian couple. And then I hear later that yesterday, some attendees of the conference who happened to be Australian had their cabbie pulled over, their taxi pulled over by these cartel members, and the cab driver was killed on the spot right
Oh
there
my
in front of
God.
them. The car was set on fire and their luggage went up in a blaze, including their passport and everything. So these poor people's lives have been completely turned upside down, and they are dealing with this right now in a...
It's what you get for messing with the whales. Me angry?
in a
Oh, yeah.
very horrific way. So yeah, people are going through some really troubling times right now. And, people at this hotel, like you asked about, are certainly going to try to do everything they can to get out of here as soon as possible. One gentleman said his flight's not going to be available until Saturday, and today is only Monday. So that's a long time to have your trip unexpectedly extended. So hopefully nothing like that happens to
It's another $5,000 in hotel bills.
Yeah.
anyone else who happens to be stuck in this
A short
situation right now.
flight, another $3,000 for the plane.
That's why you buy travel insurance for, I mean, who would expect something like this to happen?
I mean, is there any sort of consideration for Americans that are there from the Mexican government or from the hotels that you're staying at?
Not that I know of. In fact, I have no other option or choice but to rebook the room. Like I can't, they can't just send me out there. And so I have no option but to rebook the room, and they're not giving me the same rate that I had. It's a little bit more of a rate. So, and when I kind of complained about that at the desk, I'm like,
Kind of nice out there, ain't it? Nice, cool, tiny waves, warm. Your little tiki hut there with your margaritas.
look, this is what I paid for the last couple of days. Why can't I pay the same now? And he's like, hey, hotel rates change in hotels. It depends on the day, man. You know, it is what it is. And so I'm kind of forced to now pay a little bit more to stay in here. And I heard other people signing in around me who are complaining about similar things, saying, oh my, the rate has gone up. And so all of a sudden we're forced to dish this out of our pockets.
You're about to see an important interview that we just conducted live on air with investigative journalist and filmmaker Dan Dix, a longtime friend of 20 years. He was down there at a business conference in Puerto Vallarta when the cartel terrorist attacks began. And now into day number 2, they're on lockdown in their hotel, can't leave, and the hotel has increased rates. And he's confirmed it happened to the other guests and to folks he talked to on the beach from the hotels next door to them. So again, this is unprecedented to have these people lock down their hotels. They can't leave. They can't drive down the road. They can't go to the airport, and the hotels increase rates. And just in case people haven't researched this, normally if there's a conflict or a terror attack, even 1 or 2, it can drive down rates at a hotel up to 50, 60, 70, 80%. Never do you have no more guests coming in, but people are captive and can't leave, and so you increase prices. This is serious price gouging. It's absolutely disgusting. Here's Dan Dix with Harrison Smith.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The War Room. I'm your host, Harrison Smith, joined now by Dan Dix. He is a activist, journalist, and award-winning filmmaker and the founder of Press for Truth. You can follow him on X at Dan Dix PFT. And
I just followed him.
And you can go to pressfortruth.ca in order to support and follow him. Mr. Dix, thank you so much for coming on today.
Oh, absolutely, man. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Just audio.
The pleasure is mine. Just what's happening right now? What is the state of Mexico right now? Last night we saw some insane imagery of fires across the city, and the report was that the international airport was completely shut down. What is the situation now?
Yeah, things yesterday were absolutely insane. Things have relatively calmed down for now. As I understand it, they are now trying to open up the roads again trying to allow buses and taxis and Ubers to travel again, trying to let people, make their way to the airport if possible. I think they're going to start allowing flights to take off again. However, logistically, that may still be hard, even if they're opening up the roads and doing that, because as I understand it, the cartel had like a backhoe that was digging up the roads.
Yes.
So even if they do that, it may potentially be very difficult. But in the area immediately surrounding me, things seem to have calmed down. However, if you go outside, everything is still closed. Not a single store is open. Everything is shut down. It's really quiet around here. But no more major fires, no more smoke. And it looks like they're starting to work on getting the roads back up and running. So it may be another day, maybe a couple of days, but things are starting to look a little bit better here in Puerto Vallarta.
And how are you getting information about this? I mean, are you in conversation with the hotel? Are they letting you know what's going on? Are accommodations being made? Just what is it like being there and wanting to get out? Like, what are the possibilities?
Well, it's been difficult. This morning, I had to stand in line for hours, and my wife as well, where the hundreds of people going all the way out the door from the concierge desk all the way out to the sidewalk outside. And these are people who are staying at this hotel who now have to rebook and extend their stay because all of their flights have been canceled. Some of them, I heard one guy in a line before me saying that Delta was not going to be flying him out until Saturday. Today is Monday. So obviously that's a significant extension to the stay here.
All those people lined out the door. It looks like our line for the taxi in Florida.
That's terrible. And even worse that they're jacking up the rates because people have no choice but to stay. So they're price gouging, which is disgusting.
$300 a night.
Oh, probably more.
You can see the line there right now. And for myself, my flight has been canceled as well. And I still have not yet heard from my airline. They said they will send me a new itinerary soon, but I was supposed to be flown out here already. And I still have no word on my new itinerary. So it could be a day, could be 2 days, could be a week.
Might as well just join up with the cartel. Hell, just give me an AR-47 and tell me who to shoot.
For me, I really have no idea how long I'm going to stay here. So I booked this room for another couple of nights. I figured it's going to be a couple at least. But it's tough to say. That could extend. And so, yeah, I've been getting some information from people on the grounds here. I've been keeping track of what's going on Twitter. And I've also been paying attention to the speakers group that we have on Telegram.
Where's Twitter? Is there a Twitter? I thought it was X.
Where I was in town working at a conference. I was invited here to speak at a conference, and that's what I've been doing for the last 5 days before this happened. And so we have a Telegram group for all the speakers of the conference, and obviously these are a lot of people just like me who do this sort of thing for a living. They eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, so they're staying on top of it. So I've got a good source there for where to get some of the groundbreaking information. So that's kind of how I've been staying on top of things.
Burning to Costco. You can't be messing with Costco.
Yeah. Man.
Once you mess with Costco, we're coming after your ass. You don't screw with our Costcos.
Things, but to be honest, the last all day I've just been doing interviews like this, and I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to rebook the hotel, trying to figure out when my next flight is going to be. So I haven't had a whole heck of a lot of time to really delve deep into what's going on behind the scenes here. But all good right now at this particular hotel. I'm not going to venture outside again. I don't know if you heard earlier. I was telling Alex on the show, I was earlier today or maybe yesterday, about how I went outside yesterday and it was just a wasteland. There was smoldering, burning cars right there in front of me and not a single soul on the road. It was so eerie. It was like something out of a movie, just absolutely nobody around. So I busted out my camera and I started doing a video report. And all of a sudden, the one and only vehicle I saw pulled up on me, and it was a pickup truck. There's the footage. Right before I started shooting that, a pickup truck rolled up on me with 8 or 9 guys with machine guns in the back of this pickup truck, all with black ski masks. And I had no idea if this was the cartel or if this was the military. And either one of those is dangerous to be around right now. Cartel's bad. Military is the target of the cartel. So it was a pretty scary scene, just stepping outside the hotel. But I haven't ventured outside today yet, but I'm going to do that soon and see what it's like and probably shoot another similar video as the one you're seeing there and maybe compare the scenes from yesterday to today and see what it's actually like out there right now on the grounds.
Well, Puerto Vallarta, I know, is a major hub of tourism, and Mexico relies on a lot of tourism. And there's always sort of an understanding between the cartels and the Mexican government that, like, okay, as long as your activity doesn't blow up and become an international story and damage our tourism, then you can kind of operate, underneath the surface as much as you want. Clearly, this is going to have catastrophic implications for the tourism industry in Mexico. And it would seem to me that if I was Mexican government, I'd be doing everything I could to make sure the airport was up and running and the hotel, like everybody there got vouchers. I mean, is there anything like that? Or it sounds like it's kind of going the other way in that they're making you book more rooms and like spend money to extend the stay, even though it's not your fault that the stay is being extended. I mean, is there any sort of consideration for Americans that are there from the Mexican government or from the hotels that you're staying at?
Not that I know of. In fact, I have no other option or choice but to rebook the room. Like I can't, they can't just send me out there. And so I have no option but to rebook the room, and they're not giving me the same rate that I had. It's a little bit more of a rate. So, and when I kind of complained about that at the desk, I'm like, look, this is what I paid for the last couple of days. Why can't I pay the same now? And he's like, hey, hotel rates change in hotels. It depends on the day, man. It is what it is. And so I'm kind of plumes of smoke when I look this way, huge plumes of smoke when I look that way, huge pile of black smoke behind the resort. I was like, we're surrounded by black smoke. And I even zoomed in on one of them, and you could see the flames coming out at the bottom. That video has gone absolutely viral. I think 8 or 9 million views on Twitter. And that was just sitting right in the back on the beach. And that's when it all started really clicking in. We're like, something major is going on here. And we looked it up. I started getting some intel from my speakers Telegram group. And that's when we found out, okay, they just took out a top cartel drug lord. And when you do that in Mexico, it's basically a declaration of war. They're not doing that unexpectedly and getting this response. I think they understood what the response was going to be. And sure enough, they came with their full might and power. These cartels around here, like they dress like the military sometimes.
But it's like, first they lose your luggage, and then you have trouble and rescue them. And of course, I've been talking about this for a while, actually, when it comes to Mexico, because people have this idea that Mexico is like, oh, it's just America with like spicier food. But it's like, guys, if you take America and you crank up the corruption about 4%, we're in Mexico territory, and it is utter and complete chaos.
Oh my God.
I mean, did you see any of that before all of this broke out, or had your trip so far been pretty clear of corruption before, the Civil War broke out?
It's been pretty clear. I mean, I've always had a good time in Mexico. I've never really run into any issues. I know the media will often, there's warnings coming out from the Canadian media, at least not to, go here. There was years ago anyways. But this is my 7th year attending this conference. It's usually held in Acapulco, which is even more so told that it's a really dangerous, scary place, but I've never had a problem there. This year, the conference was moved to Puerto Vallarta, and this is the first time that I've kind of had any real serious issues like this. But I'm certainly not going to make that
Michigan
get me into a fear state and have me.
Mr. Michigan has a wife. My wife has a friend that is in Puerto Vallarta right now. They are truly freaking out and trying to get home. No flights at the moment.
Yeah, they're saying no flights for maybe, a week. And the hotels are price gouging, and that's awful. That's so scary. I would be terrified if I was down there.
Yeah. I'd go to the local swap meet and get me a AK-47, put me some camo on, and just take them all out my damn self. You know how I am. I'd take them all. I'd wipe the whole damn place out and fly the plane myself home. Right?
Right.
She's there for a wedding.
Oh,
wonder how the wedding went.
Hopefully they already got married.
Yeah, hopefully it was before the smoke
Oh my God.
fires.
Want to not come back. I mean, if I'm invited to speak at this conference again next year, I'm certainly going to take them up on the offer again and come down. I don't think this is something we have to necessarily worry about going on and happening on a regular basis. This is definitely a unique event, and I just so happen to have gotten caught up in it, unfortunately. I was supposed to be flying out. I was supposed to be getting home almost by now, but things didn't go that way. And when I had one day to relax on the beach, that turned into time to get back to work. And I've been just doing nothing but that ever since. So yeah, I'm not going to allow any of the fear to stop me from continuing to speak at events or even document things like this. I plan on going out soon after these interviews to explore the streets again, and just to give you a comparative view of what it looks like now compared to what it looked like yesterday. So that's my plan. We can't live in fear. Just got to keep plugging away and just put on the armor of God and pray that He's got your back.
Wow. Well, it's you're gonna have a very exciting vacation story to tell. It's not to make light of it, but it's like, first they lose your luggage, and then you have trouble checking into the hotel, and then you're on the beach and a civil war breaks out. It's like, what else could go wrong? I mean, it's got to be surreal for you to be experiencing this. I'm glad you're not letting the fear get to you. But I gotta wonder, if I was in your position, like,
look at the guy's paper in his hand. Oh no.
how are you finding information? How are you learning about what's going on? Are you like, you could watch the news, I guess, but do you speak Spanish, and could you even understand that? How are you like just getting a handle on what's going on and where you can go and what's safe and what's not?
Me habla español, me. Yes.
There's a lot of talk from the people who are here, but mostly, there's nothing I can really watch on TV. Everything's Spanish, and that's mostly just going to be propaganda spin anyways that I wouldn't necessarily trust. So I've been getting a lot of information from X, interestingly enough. I've also been relying on the speakers Telegram group from the conference that I was in attendance at. And really that speaks to the need to have community and to network with like-minded people more than ever. We can't be relying on the government to come in and solve the problems that were created by the government. We can't be relying on, the consulate or some, U.S. or Canadian humanitarian intervention campaign. Nothing like that is going to happen, and we shouldn't be relying on it anyways. We need to be working with each other and helping each other. So I've been building community for the last.
Really? They've made spears and knives out of everything they can, including the cans. Mr. Michigan. Oh my God. Oh, I had a sword. I got a sword when I was in Cabo San Lucas. It was a sailfish's beak, thing. And it was an actual sword. I forget what I did with it. I think I sold it, gave it to somebody.
5 days, I've been meeting like-minded people. I've met a lot of fantastic freedom-minded people at this conference who live in Puerto Vallarta. So should things get worse, should things go down a even worse road, I'm gonna have those contacts to be able to help me get out of this crazy situation. So that's what we need to focus on moving forward, is having that community, networking with like-minded people, building friendly relationships with the people that you are surrounded with who understand what's truly going on. And so, yeah, I've been kind of relying on them for some of my information, because to be honest, today has been filled with, I think you're my 9th interview of the day, and I've got a couple more lined up here as soon as I'm done with this. So it's kind of been taking up a lot of my time today, and also just the logistics of trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my flight, my hotel. So I haven't had all the time yet.
This guy's making a bunch of money on the views he's getting, though. He's just out here making money, complaining about the room when he's actually making 50 grand a day, probably, on his coverage.
To really kind of deep dive into what's happening here behind the scenes, but maybe I can delve a little deeper as soon as I get home. But for now, I'm going to rely on some of the friends I've made around here, some food that I can keep here in the room, just in case it expands to not only being able to leave the hotel, but being confined to the room, because it's quite possible that food could be an issue around here, especially if they don't get the road situation figured out.
Well, that's how quickly things can turn around, even for a tourist hotspot like some of the coastal towns in Mexico. It's really kind of terrifying. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your story, and I hope you stay safe. How can people support you and find your work and follow your adventures here?
Here's the money grab.
Well, I have a YouTube channel. You can find Search and Press for Truth, but that's censoring me. That's already been deleted once and then reinstated and then deleted again and then reinstated again. So there's a good chance they're going to delete that again. So I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Odyssey. I'm on Minds. I'm on Band. I'm on probably about 8 or 9 different platforms. So the best way.
Really kind of terrifying. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your.
What's this YouTube channel?
Story, and I hope you stay safe. How can people support you and find your work and follow your adventures here?
Well, I have a YouTube channel. You can find Search and Press for Truth, but that's censored.
Search and Press for Truth. That's his YouTube channel.
sponsoring me. That's already being deleted once and then reinstated and then deleted again and then reinstated again. So there's a good chance they're going to delete that again. So I'm on Rumble, I'm on BitChute, I'm on Odyssey, I'm on Minds, I'm on Band, I'm on probably about 8 or 9 different platforms. So the best way to find all of that is to go to pressfortruth.ca, or if you go to pressfortruth.ca/subscribe, you can find a list of all the different various platforms that I post on. You can get stuff a little bit more quickly and up to date if you follow me on Twitter or x.com/DanDixPFT. And if anybody wants to contribute to my efforts here, you can go to pressfortruth.ca/donate. Any amount helps because, as I said, I was not expecting to have to extend my stay at this hotel at a higher rate than they were originally charging me. This is all just kind of hitting me by surprise. So if anybody feels they want to pitch in, if they appreciate my efforts to be here, boots on the ground doing this reporting, go to pressfortruth.ca/.
There you go. Donate.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. Follow Dan on X at DanDixPFT, pressfortruth.ca. Thank you so much. Godspeed. I hope you stay safe, and we will be watching your progress and praying for your safe return. Thanks for being with us, Mr. Dix.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. You keep up the great.
Mr. Dix.
Dan Dix.
Wife calls him Mr. Dick. Oh, El Mencho and Mr. Dick got into it, and there was a fight, and Mr. Mencho died. Mr. Dick won. He's dead now. It's no más. No más. Mucho grande hoyo in the ground. They put him. The hole in the ground. Yes. Hey, where are you going?
Hey.
All right, you guys. It's 1:41 in the morning. No, it's not. 8:42 at night. I got a big cut on the top of my head from freaking climbing into the damn house yesterday. I can barely move because I walked like 10 miles that one day yesterday. The day before yesterday. 5 miles. And then was under the house, crashing my head against the freaking rafters underneath, breathing in fiberglass dust, snorting freaking spiders and shit.
Dead rats.
Dead rats. Yes. Dead rat.
Petrified rats.
Petrified rat dust. I think I have like the hantavirus. I think I've got the hantavirus.
Hanta.
I think I got the hantavirus.
I think you're being dramatic.
Mino drama, mi amigo. All right, you guys, all of my 9 people watching, thanks for stopping by. We'll be back at it tomorrow, probably. You don't work tomorrow, right?
Right. But I have my appointment, so you might be on your own tomorrow. We'll see.
When's your appointment?
11:15.
Oh, we got plenty of time for after you get back. It's right up at Adelheid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Family care.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll be home by noon, 1 o'clock.
Something like that.
Go live at 2.
We'll see.
All right, you guys. The Mapster and the Mrs. Mapster are out. We love y'all. Leave a comment if you watch this. Tell me how we're doing. Peace out.
Good night, you guys.